I like doing this work because it's vital. It's world-changing. I couldn't do anything else.
Our goal is to empower people to succeed in the global economy. And we do that by offering knowledge, opportunities, and choices.
In the early 1960s, President John Kennedy called for a war on hunger at home and abroad.
And against that backdrop, a number of U.S. cooperative leaders came together, convinced that there would be a role to play in international development.
American farmers knew that agriculture is the backbone of development. So they took the cooperative model already successful in rural America overseas. Since 1963, ACDI VOCA has worked in 145 countries, empowering people by increasing incomes, promoting economic growth, and building vibrant communities.
We started with a strong emphasis on cooperative development in agriculture. We soon became engaged in looking at the entire value chain. So that took us into enterprise development. From there, we later became involved with access to financial services, and most recently, community development.
ACDI VOCA has been called the premier agricultural development NGO in the world.
We are a very business-oriented organization. Even though we're a nonprofit, we are committed to sustainability. We are committed to long-term impact. We're not a relief organization.
The projects that I backstop are projects that are improving the lives of hundreds of thousands or even millions of people.
One of the common factors of ACDI VOCA's projects around the world is linking farmers to markets.
Every country presents unique challenges, but organizing farmers always helps development by addressing the problems of the rural poor.
In Ethiopia, our mission was to organize rural farmers into efficient, effective groups. Ethiopia was actually the birthplace of coffee, and the whole specialty coffee boom was just getting started, and Europe and North America were looking for high-value, high-quality coffee.
With ACDI VOCA's help, coffee farmers have made the names Sidamo and Yirgacheffe famous among consumers. In 2005, a sun-dried Sidamo coffee from Ethiopia joined the celebrated Starbucks Black Apron Exclusives line. At $13 per half pound, it was a new milestone for Ethiopian coffee growers.
So, by helping to create some higher-level unions, we organized the coffee production in such a way that the quality could be rewarded. And those unions today are still selling their regionally branded specialty coffee. It's a very good success story that has served the small farmer very well.
In 5 countries on 3 continents, ACDI VOCA helps smallholder cocoa farmers develop their industry and satisfy the growing international market for high-quality chocolate.
We've trained over 100,000 smallholder farmers using the Farmer Field School approach, which is farmer-driven, but integrates the latest cultural techniques and farming practices.
ACDI VOCA's Success Alliance is a collaboration among USAID, USDA, the World Cocoa Foundation, Mars Incorporated, and local partners.
Our perspective is much more on not just helping people to be a little bit less poor, but to really break out of the poverty cycle. Find a niche, link into the right kind of suppliers and buyers, and really make their businesses successful.
The work we're doing in Tanzania definitely matters and impacts the average farmer. Local Tanzanian seaweed farmers have not only increased their monthly income, but have also increased the value of seaweed on the international market. I'm happy to be a part of helping a small farmer in a small village somewhere in the world be able to put food on their table. I don't know how that couldn't impact you.
We are interested in empowering people to be able to operate their own businesses and to become increasingly competitive themselves in global markets and to continually upgrade their businesses and move into higher value markets.
Worldwide, ACDI VOCA is recognized for pioneering the use of the value chain approach to drive enterprise development.
The value chain approach is about not working with enterprises in isolation, but looking at the whole system in which they operate. So looking at who supplies them, who provides services for them, who buys from them, who is setting the rules of the game.
It's essentially the building blocks working from input suppliers through farmers, groups of farmers, to traders, to processors and intermediaries, to the end market. Everybody starts to understand the validity of participation of the other stakeholders in that market.
In Lebanon, the value chain approach helped producers increase profits, connect with new export opportunities, and obtain financing. Modern research and development centers were built so farmers could test formulas, generate new products, and improve packaging. The result was millions of dollars in export sales alone.
That project really just brought communities together and helped them feel much more positive in the wake of the war and so on, that they were still producing, they could still market, they still, had hope for the future and that they could still move forward with their businesses.
But for business anywhere in the world, moving forward requires access to financing. That's why ACDI VOCA and its local financial partners offer access to essential financial services to micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises.
And we have some wonderful stories of people who have started off with small loans of $500 to $1,000 and have come back 3 or 4 times, built businesses, built activities.
Small farmers often have trouble getting financing from commercial banks, which limits their ability to compete in larger markets.
And that's where the donors become very important, because they are willing to provide the startup capital that lets us go into environments that are risky, and they're different than what commercial banks typically understand and do.
Beyond term loans, ACDI VOCA and its financial partners offer farmers the chance to build their businesses through lines of credit, savings, leasing, mortgages, and warehouse receipts.
And over time, we've shown that you can then graduate both the financial institutions and the farmers, the rural populations, so that you're building the whole community.
ACDI VOCA's community-driven projects help create the basic conditions and building blocks for sustainable and equitable development.
We organize a town hall meeting where community members will come together to determine their needs and their interests and what they want to do in their community, whether it's build a school, put together a clinic, pave a road, what have you. It isn't us directing them, it's them discussing and hypothesizing and debating even about where they want to go forward, and us facilitating that process. It's particularly helpful in post-conflict work, but in any situation where you have sensitive communities or situations where people are uneasy about the world around them, I think it's helpful to have community members get together and discuss how they want their lives to move forward.
It's a very powerful message to the country when they say, we're here to help, we want to help you with your businesses, we're not interested in politics, we don't want to get involved with your religion or anything, we just want to help you to look after your family and contribute to your community and to be a success.
Starting with its work in the 1960s helping India avoid food shortages, ACDI VOCA has been contributing significantly to world food security and continues to do so today.
We've been able to draw upon our talent, build our technical capacity, and achieve quality results around the world. And I think that's made us a strong institution. It's enabled us to grow over this 45-year period.
Now, ACDI VOCA's work is needed more than ever as food shortages create a global crisis. Smallholder farmers are a vital part of the solution.
The amber light is flashing, if you will, for the smallholder farmers in developing countries.
While we are, of course, concerned about people being pushed deeper into poverty, and that does warrant the label crisis, We also see opportunity for the groups we've been serving over the years.
Higher food prices mean more opportunities for small farmers to mobilize, produce the right crops at scale, and compete in the global marketplace.
The food crisis is bringing a lot of attention, again, to the rural economy. We're well positioned to help meet these challenges.
When I hear a story from a woman who's saying, I couldn't feed my children, I think, oh my goodness, if I couldn't feed my children, if they were going to bed hungry at night, if I thought I couldn't get them even basic schooling. And now, because they got a loan, we help them to really develop their business, and you can just see it in their eyes and their voices that they have hope for the future. It's a fantastic thing.
Our goal is to empower people.
To empower people.